Up and at 'em, everybody. Hank and Big Ben with you on this a Tuesday morning, and of course, spring has sprung. We've had some summer weather, we've had some spring weather, but we've had some sunshine out there, and hope that you are out enjoying. And listen, maybe you are one of those that it inspires you to do a little bit of spring cleaning. Well, Nancy Cahalen, the Better Business Bureau, is here to tell us that spring cleaning can include making sure that you're safe online as well, and doing a little cleaning there also. Nancy, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, it's that time of year to clean and organize and declutter your home, but it's also important to conduct a digital spring cleaning on your electronic devices. If you don't do that, you could risk identity theft, fraud, loss of funds, loss of your company data if you're working from home or are a small business. So most of our lives, it's conducted online, and focusing on cybersecurity and protecting sensitive information is critical. So we have some advice for our listeners to keep that information safe.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I would say, Nancy, that when you just said that, I don't know the last time that I looked at any of the stuff that I really have on my computer. I don't know that the last time that I, some of these times that you go and you might get a password, and I put in a password, but it's not like for a site that I use very often. And, am I ever going to remember that? And, I don't know. It just seems as if I probably am one of those who could do with a little spring cleanup myself, because I've probably got lots of stray stuff hanging around out there.
Oh, you're not alone. So, there are a few steps we can take that will help keep ourselves and our families safe online with a squeaky clean digital life. So the first thing is what you said, password management. Clean it up. We're suggesting that people find a password manager, because it's just out of control now. So many sites require that the password be changed on a pretty regular basis, that you can't use a previous password, and it's just really, really hard to remember all that. So I can picture a lot of people with sticky notes all over their computer with passwords to everything. Right. So this would be, instead of that, a password manager. So I'm sure that if you that it will create really hard passwords for you too, and remember them. So it's just like a series of unrelated characters and letters, uppercase, lowercase. So it would be really safe. Do your homework on that, and make sure that the company that's selling this password manager or giving it away free has good reviews, just to make sure you get the right one for you.
No, absolutely. I mean, that's the thing, because whenever it pops up and it tells me that, hey, this is what we suggest for you, and it's like there's no way you're ever going to remember that. So you have to have some place where you store that for sure. What else should we be looking at?
Well, along with the passwords, I suggest that you enable multi-factor authentication on everything. We don't go 10 feet without our cell phone. So to have that as a backup, where they send a text to your cell phone and then you enter that code that they send to you, is really a super way to protect your accounts. Because if you don't have the phone, you're not going to get the special text message, and you're not going to have that to enter in. So your email accounts, bank accounts, social media accounts, they all offer it. And for a long, long time, I'd say later. Well, I'm doing it now, and it really is not a problem. You're never anywhere without your cell phone right by your side. So that's a really strong recommendation.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So do you have some, I don't know, you have some tips maybe also for us on how we can, we got to get started with our spring cleaning. So the first couple things, just clean up your passwords. That seems to be absolutely right. Now I'm going to get my multi-factor authentication going, and then I've got even more that I probably need to do for my spring cleaning.
Yeah, there's probably some apps that you've downloaded. Don't forget, your smartphone's a computer too. So all of these things apply to your smartphone, your laptop, and your desktop. So keep that in mind. So you should review your privacy and security settings on all the accounts that you use, and consider shutting them down if you don't use them. I mean, why have them there? And check to see if your apps and services have access to information that's not required or relevant for their services. So in your smartphone, you can turn off location, you can turn off a number of different options for apps so that they can't see the information that you have in your smartphone. So that's really important. If they don't need to have that access to do whatever it is you want it to do, shut it down. And if you're not using the app, delete it. Uninstalling them will not just declutter your home screen, but it'll ensure that your data is not being shared with apps that you no longer use.
Yeah, I know that. I mean, that is something that we are also mindful of right now. We feel like everybody is out there spying on us or grabbing that data, and at the same time, I am notorious. I mean, everything that you're saying is something that I need to be doing. As a matter of fact, I was just looking at my phone as you were talking, Nancy, and it tells me that I have an update that I should be doing, and I knew that it was gonna tell me that because I don't know, I just keep procrastinating and putting all of this off, and all my devices are loaded with stuff. I don't know, I can't even remember what some of these things are anymore.
Well, you're not alone as far as putting off the updates. I do it too. It says there's an update scheduled, and I'm like, what's that going to do? I want to learn more about it before
Right.
I let it in. I've been
Right.
burned too many times. But your software updates really shouldn't be ignored because they usually include important security improvements that protect your devices against cyber criminals. So instead of saying, remind me later, let it do it automatically. That way you're sure that it's being done when it should be.
Right.
You can usually change that setting later on, but I would recommend just let it happen. You're going to have to do it eventually, so have it happen automatically.
Yeah. Nope. Absolutely. Okay. We've got some other things that we need to do, and really just sort of how do we get going on this? But what are some other things that we need to do for our spring cleaning?
Well, a couple more things. One include backing up your data. So if something does happen, you want to make sure you have a copy of it. And there's a 3-2-1 rule that helps guide you to the best way to do that. You should keep 3 copies of your important data. That includes the original copy and 2 backup copies. So you save your backup copies on 2 different media types. So maybe one's in the cloud and another one on a USB or external hard drive. And one of those media types should be kept in a separate location. So it's good to have it in another room or building. So if something happens, if there's God help us, if there's a fire or something happens, and you lose your computer, you have this backed up somewhere else. It's really going to help you get back after a disaster. It's disaster preparedness, and you should be thinking about that, not worrying too much, but thinking about it and being prepared.
Yeah.
And the
Very, very
last on
good.
our
Yeah.
list is, you have all these apps that you don't use anymore. I bet you have a bunch of old devices. You upgraded your phone, or your laptop, and you have these old devices cluttering up the house, and you don't know what to do with them. So get them out, and the best thing to do is to take them to an e-waste recycling location. Don't ever throw them in the trash. It's not only bad for the environment, but you don't know who's going to find them, and you have important information that's on these devices. So, you can try to do it yourself, but my suggestion is the EPA They have lots of tips and related information about this. So if you Google EPA electronics recycling, it should take you right to their website, and they have really good instructions on how to clear off these devices and recycle them properly.
All right. Well, that is some very good news and information. Okay. Boy, we've got a minute left. Anything else that we need to know?
Well, this time of year, tax day today, I would like to talk a minute about tax time safety. It's a stressful time. It's a time where scammers can use the pressure of impending tax deadline to make you do something that you wouldn't do any other way. So be very careful and watch out for that.
Very good. Today is the day for that for sure. Nancy Cahalen, President, CEO, Better Business Bureau, serving Central and Western Massachusetts and Northeastern Connecticut. Remember, follow on social media and check out bbb.org. Nancy joins us each and every Tuesday at this time. Nancy, thanks so much.
Thanks so much for having me on.
And remember, if you ever miss one of our conversations with Nancy Cahalen, you can go to radioworcester.com and just to download all of the previous episodes and get all that great information from the Better Business Bureau. It's the Talk of the Commonwealth, a Radio Worcester network.